All right, guys. So here we are. Here's Marco Trujillo trying to get some nuggets from Ricky Aguilar, and we're about to do the raffle ticket. Look who we have here: Alejandro. We have Robert. We have Tony Rojas. We have Marco. We're gonna see who's gonna win $100 in front of all the MDs right here. Look at this. All right, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it differently. They're each gonna take two names. Each one takes two names. So take two and take them out.
I got them.
Take two and take them out, and then read out the names, Ricky, as you go.
All right. So right here we got Aldo.
Aldo. So Aldo's out. Next
Aldo's
one.
out.
Next one. Next one.
The next one we got Margarita Rubalcaba.
Out. Margarita's out. Marco.
JD Negrete.
Out.
JD Jackie. Leticia Rubaldac.
Rubalcaba, I believe. Out.
Jessica Jacob.
Jessica Jacob. Out.
And then I got El Chepe.
El Chepe. He was putting in work too. He's stepping up.
Well, guess what? I see a Jose Herrera and I'll match it.
I'll match it. Chepe.
Chepe, you're out.
Oh. He was putting in work.
Strike two.
Marlene.
Marlene is out.
Fuera.
Who do you have?
Whatever que tenemos. Omaira.
Omaira's out.
Omaira is out.
I know we have
Ana Alvarez.
Ana Alvarez is out. All right, guys. Here's what we're doing. Here's the last three. So the last two, Ricky, Alejandro, and the last one wins. Here's the last one.
She's in here twice though.
Damn.
Omaira's out.
Omaira's out.
Jose Chepe, me, we're home.
Oh! at least now you hear the name. And here's the winner, guys. The last one. Marlene.
Wow.
Marlene, congratulations.
Congratulations, Marlene.
Fresno's coming through. There you go. I know Central Coast has a lot of good luck, but Fresno. All right, guys, so here's what we're doing. What do you guys think people should focus on for the month of December right now? We were talking about the holidays. We're talking about, I think in the Latino community, we could say, I think in most communities actually, but especially Latinos because we like to go to Mexico and have fun. What do we do during Christmas time usually?
Well, usually we go and over-celebrate.
Over-celebrate.
But the thing is that if you haven't created the life that you want, there's nothing to celebrate yet. And remember, Christmas is one day, not 2 weeks. So if successful people treat holidays differently than everybody else does, they treat them as that day only. So they're working the day before, the day after. So if you want to create your dream life and give your family a really good Christmas next year, really good Christmas, not just whatever you could afford or maxing out your credit card, then that means you start this year. So next year, you have the Christmas of your dreams. And maybe even, if you make enough money, you can do it in another country.
There you go. Alejandro, what would you say to people that treat, December as in...
Well, I just remember this, that I grew up, never celebrating holidays. I did. And I feel like I'm very grateful of life. And I don't need one particular day to allow me to make it a specific day where I have to cherish my friends and family.
Wow. And
I work extremely hard all year long. So when moments where my family needs me, I can be there for them. Instead of giving people gifts that they're gonna forget, give people experiences, and that's something they're gonna cherish forever.
Wow.
And so Christmas is a day of giving. People look at it like, oh, it's good. It's a day off. Yeah, it's a day off, 2 days off, but that's all good. But if you notice, most businesses that take their business serious are still working those days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my family gets together either way because everybody's off, nobody's working. That's all good, but I'm not gonna fall into the fact that the next day I have to continue to be into Christmas mode. I'm not gonna buy into the fact that the whole week that nobody wants to do anything. So just be very cautious that we're solving towards a better life, and we're solving towards financial freedom, and we're solving towards experiences. We're not solving towards gifts.
Wow.
So think about why, as you're working, what are you solving for? And balance it out. Like, hey, your family's gonna be there, but you remember you have to be there. That sometimes you have to be absent to be able to be present for them in the future.
Damn.
So just remember that. That's kind of like the concept.
So what do you guys think right now about the promotions being on sale and people not taking advantage of it?
No, it's something that. Let me tell you something. I believe people will take advantage of it, but they're gonna do it last minute.
And what's the problem with last minute though?
It's not as efficient because what if you do miss it?
Yeah.
What if instead of hitting director, you're so close, you hit all the numbers for director except a few things, and you hit FA instead? And by the way, do we really want to be last minute on December 31st, be stressing over 2, 3, 4 directs? Or if we wrap it up now, then at least you can say, man, I did it, and go into 2020 flexing, right? Look, let me ask you a question. If you really want to be the better version of yourself, you at times have to flex. And flex, and sometimes whenever it's like going to the gym, sometimes when you put that extra weight, you put it up, you just put it up a little bit, and sometimes you feel like you can't, but your marking is right there, like the 2 little fingers are gonna help you get it right back up, right? And the moment you get up, you realize that you can actually pull up a lot more weight than you're used to. That's you going to 2020. If you go max out and you flex right now, you'll see how much weight you can actually handle. And going into 2020, you're going to go in a lot more confident because you know that you've dealt with a lot more in 2019. So 2020 is going to be your year if you flex right now.
That's right. Tony, you want to tell us about experiences? I know you have some goals for experiences for your family for 2020.
I'll tell you that, but let me tell you guys real quick. I've worked with corporate companies. We worked every single holiday. There was no holiday. And heck, we didn't even get paid holiday pay most of the time. But I'll tell you, the one day that we did get off was Christmas. So just like Ricky said, just like Alejandro said, whether you celebrate or you don't celebrate, you got to look for experiences. There's one thing that my grandpa always said is, I'm working so that I can give you guys experiences. Because I don't want to be sitting at home watching novelas. He said, you guys should do that on your own time. So for us, it was taking vacation. So my grandparents started their business and they worked all year round, all the time. And they would show up for the dinners, for the Thanksgiving dinners or Easter dinners, whatever holidays there's out there, they would show up to the dinner. They would work all day during the day. And one of the biggest things was going to Cancun with the whole family. So this past few weeks, my grandpa was saying he wanted to take the whole family to Cancun. That's all he had on his mind. So for us, as we tell the whole family, we tell everybody is, look at who's going to carry the legacy and who's going to carry on what our grandfather wanted for us, which was leaving experiences for us so we could talk about, because we never talk about what novela we watched with our grandparents or our family today that we did 20 years ago. Nobody remembers that novela. I mean, unless you guys do. But you guys must have watched them a lot. One thing I can tell you guys is work right now so that you can give your guys' families that experience so that they forever will talk about, so that when, and I'm probably going to go a little bit deeper, when they do talk about you, when you do pass, and when they do talk about you to the next generation, and the next generation, they're going to be able to say, through PHP, through that company that they worked with, they were able to give me a lifestyle that I never dreamed of, and they inspire the next generation. And I think that's the best thing that we could do.
Awesome. Marco, that post, I know you posted that post about the next decade, and I kind of reposted it. And then from there, you talked about everybody has a plan, so you get hit in the mouth. I think a lot of people right now are getting hit in the mouth. They're like, man, I'm going to do PHP, but then they realize, hey, there's going to be some people are going to be negative. Maybe some people are telling you, hey, you should come over here, check out this company, and distracting you. And there's people that are going to be out there that say, man, my family's super negative, and I don't know if I can do this. What do you got to say to those people?
I would say that you got to stay locked into your vision. You got to stay locked into whatever it is that you want to do. You got to stay locked into your goals that you have deep down inside for yourself. Like, there's always going to be other things that come around. There's always going to be like bumps on the road. There's always going to be other industries that are out there where people glorify them and people like I remember 2 years ago that
happened to your big shop. Some people left because they were going to do some sort of Bitcoin crap or whatever.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, I remember I had just become an MD, and like it seemed like everybody on the team was leaving to do like the whole Bitcoin thing, and you know, it sounded good. It sounded like people were making money, but I knew one thing. I'm like, nah, like I know for a fact that in this industry we can make something happen. There's a lot of people that have already done what we're trying to do, so all we got to do is duplicate it, keep it going, and we'll have the same success. Versus in that industry and in other industries, these industries are not sustainable. They depend on the market to be a certain way, and the market fluctuates, so that means your money's going to fluctuate. And I knew it right here.
And what happened to those people?
They all left that industry. They all ended up back in insurance somehow, some way. They tried to come back to our company, but
I saw them last night.
So it couldn't happen, but you gotta stay locked in long term. Everything you gotta think about is long term. It's not so much of your sacrifices aren't for today, because today is the pain you feel when you sacrifice, but it's about what you're gonna get in the future if you sacrifice today. And to always keep that in mind is kind of, it makes it a lot easier to go through anything and get through it too.
There you go, guys. Let's see who stays focused for the month of December. Who's gonna hit FA? Who's gonna hit director? You heard it from all the MDs. There's millions of dollars in this room right now. I hope it's gonna be you next. Marco, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's what happens to adversity right there. Look at that. That's adversity coming out of Marco.
I'm good.
All right, guys. Take care.